Today we're going to be making pasta with shrimp and fish. So I have the water here warming up, getting ready to boil. And like always, I have told you that, guys, before, I like to put a little bit of oil in my water when I cook pasta. This way it keeps all separate from each other, it's not stick together, and it has a nicer flavor than cooking the pasta in a plain boiled water. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of matzola oil. That's good enough. I warmed up the oil here for my tomatoes. And then again, I want to keep you guys open-minded about how you cook, when you cook it, what you cook. I know we all used to automatically thinking marinara sauce, pasta and marinara sauce, pasta and marinara sauce. Yeah, it's all good. It's fine. Marinara sauce, not a bad thing. But making something your own, especially that if you have tomatoes in your house and they're going soft on you, and you know they're no longer as good for the salad as they were when you just bought it, and 2-3 days later they soften up a little bit. They're a perfect product for your pasta when you cook your pasta. So in this case, that's what I'm doing with my tomatoes. Before they go bad, I'll rather cook them. We covered it with the top. This way it doesn't splash. Okay, so I have the tomatoes are cooking. I got my waters boiling now for pasta. At this point, it doesn't matter if you guys mix it up, cherry tomato with the grape tomatoes, with the big tomatoes, regular tomatoes. Any tomato you have could be cooked together for this pasta. Alright, so also when you guys look at some recipes that tell you, let's say you want to make a seafood dish and you look at the recipe and it says to fish with shrimp. Don't limit yourself to just those two items because that's what the recipe says. Like, that's what I mean by you being open-minded by cooking, meaning be creative. Don't be scared. If you like seafood and fish and everything, you want to put mussel, shrimp, fish together, and the recipe doesn't say that, you could do it still. Or opposite, if the recipe says 3 items and you want to only put 2 out of the 3 that the recipe says, might as well, you could do that too. So just make sure that you're not afraid of your creativity. Get ahead of what the recipe tells you. By you being creative and open-minded to cooking is how little by little you will start cooking things on your own without looking at any recipes. Because once your creativity gets there, you'll look at what you have at home and you'll just make up a dish in your own mind and you'll go ahead and cook it. Our tomatoes are almost done cooking here. And again, like I said, what I mean by you guys being creative and not worried about things too much, just be very loose and calm when you cook. I would love my fresh garlic for this dish. I don't have fresh garlic right now in my house. So, what do I replace it with? Garlic powder. And if I didn't have that neither, I wouldn't put it at all. My dish would be just as good as if it would with garlic. So we wouldn't stress it too much. Here's a little bit of my garlic powder. So we cooked our tomatoes and we set them aside. Now they're waiting for the rest of the items to be cooked. I have my mushrooms cut up, white mushrooms. It could be shiitakes, it could be portobellos, it could be any mushrooms you guys prefer. In this case, I'm making a fettuccine pasta. My water is boiling with a little bit of oil in it. I have a fettuccine pasta today. I'm going to put 1 pack in here because I want to eat it. It will last me for maybe 3 meals. Well, I want to eat it today. I want to eat it daytime today. I want to eat it maybe tonight for dinner or tomorrow one more time. So it'll still be good. So I'm going to cook 1 pack. I don't like to break my pasta in half. It's up to you. If you guys like it, you could break it. I like my pasta long when it cooks. So what I do is after I put it in there, I take a little fork and I just go ahead and twirl it a little bit so it goes inside fully. There you go. Now, because we're making this dish for all fresh products, we don't want to kill it with a whole lot of spices. So I haven't, except the garlic powder, if you noticed, I haven't put nothing else yet. Now, I have my mushrooms cooking here. I want to go ahead and add a little bit of cherry wine. It's of course dry wine. Cherry. I have put my sherry wine into my mushrooms because this pasta we're cooking here, it's a fish pasta. It don't mind a little bit sourness to it. We're gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of balsamic vinegar to our mushrooms. Not much, that's it. Now that my mushrooms cooked, remember the tomatoes we had cooked that I set up separately? I had added my tomato mixture into the mushrooms. I'm also gonna have half a tablespoon of butter. I'm gonna add in here. Okay, just like that. Our pasta is cooking. Every once in a while, I'm gonna come up to pasta with my fork just to make sure it stays all separate like this. I don't want to break it. I just want to pick it up with the fork and make sure it's all separated. We're gonna wait till this thickens up a little bit on us, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn it off. We're going to add a little bit of salt to our pasta. Just like that. Our mushroom and tomato mixture is ready to be turned off. It's thickened up on us. It's almost done cooking. Okay, I'm warming up my oil here. At this point, I'm cooking tilapia and flounder fish. So I have 2 fillets here that I seasoned. Again, you could season it with seafood seasoning, fish seasoning, any seasoning you pretty much like, except like the steak seasonings. Even though sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I'll put like a good steak seasoning on the fish too. Again, it's like, you know, it's discipline of the names of the seasoning, the meat seasoning, the fish seasoning. But then again, it's what you personally for yourself like, what seasoning with which food you like is what you could use. That's what I mean by being open-minded to cooking. So we're gonna go ahead and flip sides of the fish. Look how beautiful the color of the fish is. Look how pretty it's coming out. Okay. Again, we want to use something to flip the fish over with, something that has holes. This way, when you flip it, the oil drips back down. It doesn't sit on your spoon. And another reason for this is when we're going to be plating the fillets, when we pick it up from the pan, we will let the oil drip down from our fish first, then we'll put it on our dish. Now I have plated my pasta. We have pasta plated here. I have my tomato and mushroom mixture that I'm gonna start plating it on top of our pasta. Now my fish is ready to go. Right up top here. And very simple salad today. Cherry tomatoes, mixed of greens, soft boiled egg, and a regular ranch dressing that you buy in the store. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour it around here. It's a little thick, so you have to spread it smoothly. And our salad with fish and pasta. Bon appetit.